Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start our event. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marcus Barrera, and I am the chair for this evening's virtual event. And I want to welcome all of you all to the event. This event is the Rio Grande Council Boy Scout of America's 34th Annual Distinguished Citizens Award dinner. And we are honoring two tremendous individuals, Judge Reyna and Bertha Garza. Judge Reyna is from the Upper Valley and Bertha Garza is from the Lower Valley. Even though we are not together tonight for this evening's event, we are here virtually, and we want to pay tribute to two individuals and their lifelong dedication to making an impact in the Rio Grande Valley. We thank all of you for buying tickets and for helping our youth and for helping the community. The Boy Scouts is a tremendous organization, and it needs to be helped in the Rio Grande Valley because they can't survive without events like this and without your funds to help them. To begin our program, I would like to play a video of our scouts, Gigi Mejia, Caitlin Ligues, Isabella Vasquez, and Lola Mejia from Troop 1065 from the Rio Grande Council at our Camp Perry site to lead us in the pledge to our flag, our Scout Oath, and Scout Law.
Attention! Color guard, forward march! Color guard, halt! Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Scout salute. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will you please join me for the Scout Oath and Law? On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2. Color guard reform. Color guard about face. Color guard forward march. Color guard halt. Color guard at ease, camp at ease.
Great job. So will Father Robert Moreno Jr. from the Lord of the Divine Mercy Parish please lead us in the invocation?
Thank you, Marcus. Blessed are you, Lord God of all creation, whose goodness fills our hearts with joy. We give you thanks for this moment. We give you thanks for the scouts who are always there to assist our youth, to help them grow in leadership skills, to be dedicated in helping one another. We humbly invoke your assistance over all of us today, especially on Judge Guerra Reyna and Bertha Garza for their dedication and leadership. We ask your blessing upon all those who dedicate their time to assist in the mission of helping young people develop leadership skills, seek the good, and to truly be a positive influence in our communities by showing charity to one another. Oh Lord, we humbly ask your guidance to carry out faithfully the mission of the scouting program. May it always begin with your inspiration and continue with your help and with the help of all our benefactors. May God strengthen us during these times of trial. May we never lose hope, but increase in hope and charity. May our young people always seek to grow in goodness, and may they always find strong and supportive communities who seek to help them build character and integrity, so that together we may all assist in revealing your justice, compassion, and peace to the entire world. Amen.
Thank you, Father Moreno, for that wonderful prayer. We appreciate it. And thank you for Troop 1065, one of the first to bring girls into the fold. So we're real proud about that. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our sponsors for this evening's virtual event. And in particular, I'd like to recognize our main sponsors. Our platinum sponsor, Manuel Guerra III law firm, Mr. Guerra, Manny Guerra, we really appreciate that. You always come through. For our gold sponsor, Doctors Hospital and Renaissance, again, they always come through and we really appreciate what they do for scouting in the Rio Grande Valley. We also want to honor for our silver sponsors, Rise Residential, Barrera Sanchez and Associates PC, John and Joanne Guevara, and Linebarger Gogan, attorneys at law. For our bronze sponsors, we also like to thank Christopher and Anita Boswell, John Kreidler, Gonzalez Castillo LLP, and the Monitor. And the special thanks goes out to Steve Wingert at the Monitor, because not only is he a great scout and a hard worker within the council, but he also helped us with the Monitor provide a ton of advertising for this event. So we really do appreciate that, Steve. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the comfort of your own home, please enjoy your 3-course dinner and wine, and we will come back. Well, actually, we're gonna play some dinner entertainment, but enjoy the show and we'll come back with the rest of the presentation, okay?
Hello, my name is Garza. I am 14 years old and I'm a Life Scout in Troop 777. I was 6 years old when I joined Scouts. Before Scouts, I was
Okay, so now Troop 4031 is doing a good turn and giving back to the Rio Grande Valley and our veteran heroes. So I think we're gonna, I believe we're going to have a second video. If not, we'll go to the Roy Torres and Bucking Crazing Band. Let's see what comes next.
A big congratulations to our honorees and to the Boy Scouts of America. There's a little something going out to you guys. Tuxedo waiters, black tie, white table cloths, and red wine. We've been playing this night, looking forward for some time. Now, honey, I know you love getting dressed up, and you know I love showing you off. Watching your baby blue eyes dancing in a candlelight glow. Don't like to think about getting you home. Walking through the front door, seeing your black dress here before. I need to sure ain't nothing like you all night long. And don't like to think about just getting you home. I don't need to smell you, no I don't. I already know what I want. Did I hear right? You tell me your baby's later and lazy. Now, honey, I know by that look in your eyes and your hand drawing hearts on mine. That on night out of the house ain't gonna last too long. No, you can think about just getting me home. Walking through the front door, see your black dress here before. Now, honey, sure ain't nothing like you loving all night long. And no like to think about just getting you home. Walking through the front door, seeing your black dress here all I can think about is getting you home. You know I try to make things right, even lay down on my pride. But I can keep you satisfied. Baby, I'll try. Baby, I'll try. This time I ain't gonna beg. This time it's really up to you. This time I'll make you want me. I'm gonna try. Each strange thing. Yeah, I'll simply wait here. After all the years we've been through, it's a strange thing. It's a strange thing. Never thought it'd get to this. Never thought it'd fall apart. All the hard times we got through, I said, baby, it's true. You know it's true. So go ahead and know it all the way. Go ahead and do what you must do. Hold the time, don't bring it down. And you realize what you have, what you lost. Baby, yeah. It's strange thing. Yeah, I simply wait here. After all the days we've been through, it's a strange thing. After all the days we've been through, it's a strange thing. It's a strange thing. believe I got another song to do, guys. First of all, I want to say this: stay humble, follow your dreams. Thank you guys so much. Right, Boy Scouts of America, and congratulations to the honorees. There we go. I was going to say nominees, honorees, guys.
Good job.
A new single by the Bucking Crazy Band, all the way from Nashville. Driving down a goodbye road, scanning through the radio. His misery lies come down, and here I am alone, dying for some steel guitar, and I hear somebody falling apart. To share my pain, but it sounds the same. On every station in this car, but nobody's singing about love gone wrong. Being as lonely as the night is long. I like to party in a truck every bit as much as the next guy. Come on, she's gone. And sometimes you need a heartbreak song. Somewhere she amplified that tears, whispered music to my ears. All this dancing around when the tailgate down ain't what I need to hear. Nobody's singing about love gone wrong, being as lonely as the night is long. I like to party in a truck every day as much as the next guy. Come on, she's gone. And sometimes you need a heartbreak song. Yeah, she looks so good in the small firelight. All careful blue jeans on a hot summer night. These feel good songs just don't feel right. Now she's gone. Nobody's singing about love gone wrong, being as lonely as the night is long. I like to party in a truck every bit as much as the next guy. Come on, man, she's gone. And sometimes you need a heartbreak song. And sometimes you need a heartbreak song. Thank you guys so much. Stay safe.
All right. Great job, Roy. We want to thank you and the Bucking Crazy Band. Y'all did a great job. We appreciate all your help, with this event. Also want to thank Pack 78 and Troop 4031 for their special scouting videos. And I also want to thank, before we go too much farther, the staff at the Rio Grande Council. Ernest, Rudy, and Mike, you guys did a great job. This isn't an easy event. We have to, they're handling all the production, and these guys are Boy Scout guys. They're not IT guys. So they're doing a great job. We may have a few blips here and there, but, I'm just really happy they're doing such a good job. So we want to thank you guys. So now we're going to continue with our program. We also want to thank our scouts and volunteer leaders who are watching this evening. We're also pleased to have so many wonderful people watching with us tonight. it's my pleasure at this time to introduce our Master of Ceremonies this evening, Tony Farina. He does a lot better job than I do, so we're going to hand it off to him. And you know, for those of you, well, most of you know Tony. He's well known in the Valley for his media, his work in the media. However, not too many people know that Tony also is a big scouter. He's a special kind of person who takes time leading scouts, a scoutmaster of Troop 40 here in McAllen. I know his son just worked on his Eagle Scout project, and Tony was supervising that. So he did, or actually his son was supervising it. I think Tony had the shovel in his hand. But so anyway, from Troop 40, Tony, please take the floor.
Marcus, thanks so much. And don't give yourself, you know, don't undercut yourself. You did a great job. And of course, it makes it so much easier when we've got Ray Torres and the great guys from Bucking Crazy. If you wouldn't mind, just give them a round of applause where you're at for the great job that they did tonight. Welcome to our Distinguished Citizens Award Dinner. And it's very important that you remember this. You can text 41444, text Dcad, D-C-A-D, to 41444 if you would like to make a pledge and help support the Boy Scouts of the Rio Grande Valley right here. You know, I wish I had known the immense effort and undertaking that becoming a troop leader goes when I was in scouting. I didn't understand that, and I didn't appreciate it that much. Now that I'm a scout leader, I'm blown away by the dedication, by the amount of work that all of our scout leaders do across the Rio Grande Valley, across the council. And we'd like to thank Rudy Gonzalez, Ernest Espinosa, Mike Huerta, the hub here at BSA RGV. We are so thankful for all the hard work that they do. Now, it's not about us, and it's not about what we do here at BSA RGV. It's about our guest of honor tonight, our celebrants, are the folks that we're here to celebrate. We'd like to thank the Honorable Judge Rose Guerra Reyna and Bertha Garza. We cannot forget to thank our chair that put this event together. So thank you, Marcus Barrera, and the great work that you do. You've got a great committee, and we'd like to take a moment and give them thanks as well. Mike Huerta, who will put up the page. All these exceptional people were asked and have provided leadership for this wonderful event. We'd like to recognize them and their efforts in making tonight a success. David Oliveira, Dr. Ubaldo Cantu, Ernie Aliceda, Frank Davila, Frank Lopez, Manuel Guerra III, Sandra Lopez Langley, Sergio Gonzalez, Simon Cardenas, Stephen Wingert, Ralph Medrano, and Rudy Gonzalez. And when we mentioned Stephen Wingert, you know, we talked about how he's a scout leader and what he does for scouting in the Rio Grande Valley. We talked about this awards ceremony, and he said, you know what? I want to put the full power of AIM Media behind you. So tonight, we're being broadcast on the Facebook pages of the Monitor, the Brownsville Herald, and the Valley Morning Star. We appreciate their collective force in taking the Distinguished Citizens Award Dinner to the next level. If you want to participate and become a donor for our Distinguished Citizens Award Dinner, you can text DCAD to 41444 and make a pledge to help make tonight's celebration possible. Give these folks a big thank you for their contribution of their time, their treasure, and their effort for our youth the next time you see them, because without them and their support of these folks, this dinner would not be the success that it is. And I'm not going to tell you how successful it is right now. We got to save that for the big bang at the end of the show. But we certainly appreciate everybody who has digged down into their pockets and made a donation. If you haven't done it yet, text DCAD, Distinguished Citizens Award Dinner, to 41444, and we'll get you set up on the process on how you can become a donor. Now, through the years, scouting has helped prepare the American youth for challenges of every era. Citizenship training, personal management, self-reliance, and of course, personal integrity. They're all key to the program of scouting. Scouting continues to prepare young people, of course, with all the challenges to lead, accept responsibility, and truly care about principles and cases beyond self-interest. That's the goal of scouting, to be able to take our future and raise it up another notch so that we will be able to sit back and enjoy the fruits of our labor when they're leading our country. We're committed to being good stewards of the resources entrusted to us, to be the proudest, the thrifty, and of course, the accountable. For almost 100 years, almost a century, the Rio Grande Council has successfully delivered scouting to the youth of the Rio Grande Valley. Almost 100 years. Whether you're a scout, you're a volunteer, you're a parent, you're a community member, a board member, or a financial contributor, your belief in scouting makes the program work. And that's key. It's your belief that helps our future grow. At this time, we'd like to play a video of one of our own scouts, Gabriel Sanchez from Troop 777 here in the Rio Grande Valley Council. Gabriel, the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Gabriel Sanchez. I am 14 years old and I'm a Life Scout in Troop 777. I was 6 years old when I joined Scouts. Before Scouts, I was insecure and nervous about making new friends. I did not have any confidence because of my speech problems and other learning disabilities. Scouting has helped me be more confident in many things that I do now, like school and speak in front of people. I am not shy anymore, thanks to Scouting.
Yes, we have seen a difference since he joined Scouting. When he was 11 years old, he attended his first Scout Government Day. At the end of the day, each group was to present a small report of what they had learned for that day. His group, the leader of his group, had left the room for a little bit and at that time was called to do the report. Because he was not there, the next in line was Gabriel to do the report. We were really proud because he went up there with confidence and he gave his report impromptu without having any idea that he was going to be called to do the report. So we are proud and glad that he has joined Scouting and that Scouting has been able to build up his confidence.
Scouting has taught me many things, like cooking, firebuilding, and my favorite, archery. There are so many fun things to learn and do in Scouts. Please help support the Rio Grande Council so we can help Scouts like myself become future leaders. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel Sanchez. What a great story. What an inspiration on this night in which we are celebrating two inspirational leaders in Judge Rose Guerra Reyna and Bertha Garza. We appreciate Gabriel and his mom sharing the story of how he got involved in Scouting and what Scouting has done for him. It's so good to hear those stories. It's Scouts like you and the many others that strive to make the Rio Grande Valley and our world a better place to live in. And that's why we're here, making contributions. If you haven't made your contribution yet, feel free to do so. Send us a text to DCAD at 41444. DCAD at 41444. Let's get that thermometer. The goal is easy, $50,000. We're sitting at $41,154 right now. The goal is $50,000, but let's not stop there. Why would we limit ourselves? Make your donation, make your pledge, and help grow Scouting in the Rio Grande Valley. Remember that our youth in the Valley need your help, and now's the time where we can commit our treasures in helping underserved youth become leaders in the community. It takes $350 a year to help our Scouting youth, and it takes $2,000 a year to support a patrol in a troop. At this time, grab your cell phone. If you haven't done so already, please text DCAD to 41444. That's DCAD to 41444 and make your donation. Make your pledge. Please take the next 2 minutes to make your donation. It's a tax-deductible donation, and you'll receive a letter from the Scouting office at the end of the year after your payment has been processed. Again, it's very simple. The goal is $50,000, but why would we stop there when we're helping our future, when we're helping our youth? So I want you to please dig into your phone, DCAD. Send that text to 41444. DCAD 41444. Send that text and make that pledge. And listen, if you're not technologically savvy like myself and you say, Tony, I'd like to go by the Scouting office, you can come do so off the expressway in Harlingen and leave your donation here. Mike Huerta in our camp store, he'll be able to get you set up and started. And if you really want to make an exciting weekend, and you want to talk about seeing the changes that Scouting has had across the Rio Grande Valley, check the schedule for Camp Perry. If you haven't been to Camp Perry in the last couple of years, I recommend that you stop by and do so. We've had some great financial support from other donors that have stepped up and helped take Camp Perry to the next level. But it's all the community coming together to make this possible. So again, we want to thank our honorees that are taking time out of their evening to allow us to celebrate them, and at the same time, helping us raise money for the future and for the youth of the Rio Grande Valley through Scouting. Again, it's very simple. You can send a text to DCAD to 41444. DCAD to 41444 and make your donation. While you're doing that, we're going to switch gears a little bit and get a little music from our friends at the Tri-City High School Honor Orchestra from PSJA Independent School District. Gentlemen, ladies, take it away. What a great sound from the Tri-City High School Honor Orchestra from PSJA Independent School District. Our many thanks to Dr. Jorge Arredondo and his great efforts to make this a success tonight. Many thanks, Doctor, for providing the Tri-City High School Honor Orchestra for this great performance. You may continue to donate while we proceed with our event because it's time to move on, ladies and gentlemen. We come to the main part of the program to pay tribute to Judge Rose Guerra Reyna and Bertha Garza. To do this, I'd like to first introduce Manny Guerra, who needs no introduction to the Scouting community because he's been such a great example and great leader for our Scouts, to share some information about our first honoree, Judge Rose Guerra Reyna. Mr. Guerra, take it away, sir.
Tony, thank you very much. We appreciate everything you're doing for Distinguished Citizen Award dinner tonight here in this first virtual event ever in the history of Hidalgo County and the Boy Scouts of America. So we thank you, and Marcus, thank you for your leadership and as a chair for this event. We appreciate it very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Manny Guerra. I'm president of the Rio Grande Council, Boy Scouts of America. It's my sincere honor on behalf of the council to present its Distinguished Citizens Award year 2020 to the first of our two honorees tonight, Judge Rose Reyna. Before we begin the program in honoring Judge Rose Reyna and Bertha Garza, I'd like to take a moment of silence to give respects, if we would, for about 30 seconds to those loved ones that have been lost from this pandemic that we're in, and from those that we don't know and have lost family. We take this moment of silence, please. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. First of our two honorees tonight is Judge Rose Reyna. In addition to sharing our common calling in the law, I've known Judge Reyna all my life. In our earlier years, we grew up only a few blocks from each other, and we both graduated from McAllen High School in the class of 1978. Even then, I remember Judge Reyna best for her dedication, for her enthusiasm, for being involved in many school activities. She was well known in high school for her intelligence and dance performance as a McAllen High School stepper. She was involved in many activities that, in fact, the yearbook had a hard time listing them all. Also remember Judge Reyna was always a diligent student, always taking the most advanced classes, always excelling and trying to improve. Judge Reyna graduated magna cum laude from the University of Texas Pan American and then obtained her law degree from the University of Texas in Austin. Just to give you an idea of her skills, she started working at the law firm of Lewis and Skaggs in 1985. And in just 2 years into her work career as a lawyer, they were already adding her name to the sign out front of their building as a named partner. I mention that because Judge Reyna could have easily remained in her thriving
Manny, please unmute yourself.
All right. To give you an idea of Judge Reyna's skills, she started working at the law firm of Lewis and Skaggs in 1985. And just 2 years later, they were adding her name to the sign out front of their office as a named partner. I mention all of this because Judge Reyna could have easily remained in her private practice.
Manny, go ahead and unmute yourself again. For some reason, your muting is coming on. There you go.
Okay. Instead, in 1998, Attorney Reyna chose to become Judge Reyna and has served as a district court judge in Hidalgo County ever since. In those ensuing years, 22 years, I could tell you how Judge Reyna has won the respect of her judicial colleagues and has been appointed to numerous official committees. However, I think it's sufficient to say that in each of her 5 re-election bids, the people of Hidalgo County have chosen consistently to re-elect her. If you spend a little time with Judge Reyna, what you come away with getting to know is a humble, caring, selfless servant and public servant, always concerned for the needs of others, always trying to make the process better, regardless of what it is, which requires a lot of selfless sacrifice and planning. Although Judge Reyna herself is not one to belabor the subject, I might also note that she has been a trailblazer in many ways, including being the longest serving female district judge in Hidalgo County's history. I would like to note that her career accomplishments have been equally balanced by her volunteerism and community involvement, from distributing communion at her church to her involvement with Habitat for Humanity. In all of her giving back, a consistent thread stands out, and that has been Judge Reyna's concern for young people, including speaking out at countless schools, whether for career days or graduation. She truly wants others to be the best they can be and go after the opportunities that they can achieve. As much as we here at the Rio Grande Council treasure our Distinguished Citizen Awards, I suspect it would hardly surprise you to know that with a resume like that of Judge Reyna, ours is hardly the first award she has received for community service. But if you were to ask Judge Reyna anytime, any place, which of her life's many accomplishments means the most to her, the answer is always consistently the same: her sons Joshua and Anthony Reyna. On that note, I believe Judge Reyna will approve the transition for why we're here tonight, in addition to honor for the Boy Scouts of America. I don't think I need to tell you that this has been trying times for scouting, legally, financially, spiritually. Our first obligation always is to protect our scouts, and we have always attempted to do our best. Two, people have said we are old-fashioned, obsolete, that scouting is a relic of yesterday with no place in the 21st century. I'm happy to report that this century-old organization does indeed have relics. Two of them, in fact. One is called the Scout Oath, and the other is called the Scout Law. If your memory does not easily bring them to mind, I would ask that you take a moment to read them and see if you can find any fault with the philosophy expressed therein as a blueprint for raising the children we wish to succeed us. Among the high ideals expressed there, it is no accident that the Scout Oath promises not perfection, but rather I will do my best to do my duty. Will do my best. People lacking a sense of history perhaps imagine that the Boy Scouts were born in an untroubled golden age, one of Norman Rockwell imagery and guiding old widows across streets. This has never been the case. The Boy Scouts of America are and always have been engaged in the most difficult of tasks, that of helping young children to become better citizens, better parents, better women, better men. Unsurprisingly then, you will find that all of the great social upheavals of the past 100 years, from religion to race, have likewise played out within scouting itself. But scouting has endured and will do its best to do its duty today and tomorrow. I suspect you all are familiar with the card playing term doubling down, wherein a player believed by others to hold a weak hand expresses his confidence in future events by laying his chips on the table. Tonight, I would ask you to join me in doubling down for scouting, in doubling down on the nearly century-long history of this council, of our Camp Perry, and upon the hundreds of thousands of scouts who have passed through the council ranks and the grounds of Camp Perry here at the Rio Grande Council. Not always from the richest of homes, not always from the easiest of circumstances, yet gone on to be stronger for their time here. You will recall that I began this evening talking about the career of our honoree, Judge Reyna. I'm told that one part of her duty as judge involves presiding over the reentry court, in which she oversees young offenders who have completed drug rehabilitation programs and the like. I highly suspect that in that context, those long ago promises set out in the Scout Law about being trustworthy, about being loyal, hardly sound so old-fashioned anymore, hardly sound so abstract. The only pity is to be learning them when you are 27 rather than a scout of 11 years old. In closing, my name is Manny Guerra, and for the past 4 years, it's been my privilege to serve as the president of the Rio Grande Council, Boy Scouts of America. Just as it's been my honor to grant our Distinguished Award 2020 to Judge Rose Reyna. I hope I've made clear who we are and what we do in scouting and my personal belief regarding the stakes involved. While not a Boy Scout herself, I believe we see in Judge Reyna's life a model of positive community service we wish every scout and scout leader to emulate. Please join me in congratulating Judge Reyna and in doubling down in your support for scouting today and scouting tomorrow. Judge Reyna. Thank you.
Be prepared. That is the Boy Scouts of America motto. I've always endeavored to be prepared in my work and in my professional life. However, I was certainly not prepared for the call informing me that I would be joining Miss Bertha Garza as a co-recipient of the Rio Grande County BSA 2020 Distinguished Citizen Award. I am truly humbled and honored. I've been recognized in the past from other organizations, but this is truly a big deal for me and such an extraordinary honor. It is such an honor to join the ranks of the other Distinguished Citizen Award recipients from the past, including but not limited to Gary Gerwitz, Dr. Noel Oliveira, the late Glenn Roney, Paul Moxley, the late Ruben Cardenas, Dr. Carlos Cardenas, Dr. Nolan Perez, and the list goes on of extraordinary heavyweights in my mind. And I am truly humbled to now be amongst such heavyweights. Thank you, Manny, for those very kind words. Thank you to the board of directors of the Rio Grande Council BSA. Thank you to the nominating committee, the dinner organizing committee, who have spent countless hours and hours of planning and organizing, to their chair, Marcus Barrera, for organizing this event, which started as an in-person event. And just as the Boy Scouts have learned to become adaptable in the COVID world, they adapted to then switch to an in-part live and an in-part virtual. And then once again, for the safety of all concerned, made the decision to go entirely virtual. There have been countless hours, needless to say, between that organizing committee and all of the volunteers and participants. I'd like to thank Troop 1065 for their involvement, Father Moreno for his beautiful blessing and invocation, Roy Torres and his band. I just wanted to kick up my heels, but I thought I better stay seated. Gabriel Sanchez and his beautiful video. I really got choked listening to that young man. To the Tri-City Orchestra, oh my gosh. I closed my eyes and I thought they were all adults. I really did. Thank you for sharing such talented youth with us. Also a special thank you to Steve Wingard for helping send the message out on the virtual platforms that he has available to him. Thank you, Steve, for that. And again, thank you to all of those involved, the whole BSA family over there in Harlingen. I'd like to also give a very, very special thanks to the sponsors, donors, and attendees today. The Scouts cannot participate in the countless programs without your financial help. When I was first notified about this honor, it really touched my heart and brought a smile to my face. I remembered in the past the honor of swearing in Eagle Scouts at various occasions. And a little bit more personally, it relates to an amazing woman in my life. My wonderful mother, who's also listening online. She's 89 years young, and she's watching this program. Would you know, about 56 years ago, when my older brother was just a young kid, now Dr. Fred Guerra from San Antonio, my mother was a den leader at the troop at Our Lady of Sorrows. It also warmed my heart because about 25 years ago, believe it or not, I was a Tiger Cub den leader. It was truly an extraordinary experience. I really don't know who enjoyed that adventure more, me or my two sons. I had so many favorite parts of that experience, the campouts, the trips to Camp Perry, and I have to agree with Gabriel Sanchez that archery over at Camp Perry was so much fun. even though I would get bruised on my arm. The scouting program, what it was over 50 years ago, from the program that my mother was involved in, my brother was involved in. Fast forward about 25 years, I got to see as a volunteer leader with my two sons. It's extraordinary. And what's even more amazing is how much they have continued to grow and expand and grow with the community. Keeping the honorable tradition of the Scout Oath, motto, and logo. And they focus on the skills, the life skills that are needed to carry into adulthood to be responsible citizens. The Boy Scouts have advanced and adapted with the times. The programs have grown, the opportunities for the children have grown, the inclusivity of adding girls to the programs, and the list goes on. They've increased the age. Now there's programs for individuals all the way up to 20 years old. Although this evening's program is a recognition program, it is most certainly an opportunity to share with you the fabulous opportunities that Scouting provides to the youth of today and the leaders of tomorrow. I agree with some of the comments that Manny had made about not all of these kids come from privileged and fortunate homes. I saw it firsthand with some of the kids that were in our Cub Scout group. Some of them are not as fortunate, and Scouting provides them the love, the nurturing, the direction, and guidance that they need to be responsible citizens. Their programs prepare young people to make ethical and moral choices over their lifetimes by instilling in them the values of the Scout Oath and Scout Law. Now listen to these words and tell me if there's anyone that you know who has all of these qualities, because if everyone had all of these qualities, can you imagine the phenomenal world we would live in? To be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. That's the Scout goal. Although the Scouts, when they first started with young children, now, as I mentioned, they've developed programs for individuals of an older age all the way up to 20 years old. They have fabulous programs here locally within the state, and even camping trips out of state to a phenomenal camping facility known as Philmont. The local programs have, over the years that they have been in place, over 500,000 participants since they first started. Undoubtedly, if you take each one of those participants, each one of those lives that encountered the aspects of Scouting, and they took away the characteristics of Scouting, we know that they will have positively impacted many people throughout their lives as they grew up. And that positivity grows exponentially because they touch people positively. Those people will touch people positively, and it is just played forward. That's what it's about. And that's one of the reasons I am humbly asking you that if you haven't done so yet, to please consider making a positive impact on the youth of our community by whatever financial assistance you can provide. No amount is too small to help keep these programs in existence, positively impacting our youth of today and the adults of the future. In closing, I humbly accept this honor on behalf of the volunteers, the donors, past and present, who have impacted the youth of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Thank you all so very, very much for this honor and for allowing me to share a few words with you. God bless each and every one of you, and please stay very safe and mask whenever you go out. Thank you so much. God bless.
Great job.
Our many thanks to the Honorable Judge Rose Guerra Reyna. What a great speech, ma'am. And thank you for highlighting some of the many different things that you can accomplish through scouting and how you can help. If you'd like to donate, we're going to ask that you please send a text, DCAD, to 41444. DCAD to 41444. Send that text, make the financial pledge, and please help keep scouting in the Rio Grande Valley, something that we love to do for years upon years upon years. It's been so many lives that have been touched. I remember my first trip to Camp Perry when I was probably about 10 years old. 35 years later, I get to take my son on our first winter camp, and it's such a great pleasure to be out there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be honest with you, I was thinking about the food at Camp Perry the other day. That's how much it's improved. So if you want to make your donation, please send a text to DCAD to 41444. Let's keep honoring our special guest. And this time I'm going to invite Sergio Gonzalez with Lone Star National Bank to recognize our second Distinguished Citizen Award winner. Sergio, take it away, buddy.
Good evening. Thank you very much. My name is Sergio Gonzalez. I work as a commercial lender at Lone Star National Bank. I'm president of the Tip of Tex Boy Scout of America, which covers the area from Brownsville, Port Isabel, and South Padre Island. I'm also a former den leader and former Cub master, and I'm very proud to represent this program and be here today before you. I met Bertha back in 2005. I had just started to work at our former employer, IBC Bank. And when I was there, she was organizing a fundraiser for our boss, Mr. Rusterberg. Needless to say, she was in a conference room, gathering many people, asking for their support. She taps me on the shoulder and says, Sergio, take this stack of cards and call people to donate. So from her, I've learned the initiative of fundraising. You can't be afraid to call. You have to be courteous, kind, and ask. And with that, I'd like to speak a little bit about Bertha and her involvement in the community, which is very extensive. Bertha is an established leader in the Brownsville community with more than 49 years of banking experience. After working for IBC Bank for 20 years, she decided to retire. During her tenure at IBC Bank, Brownsville and Cameron County, she served in various capacities, including first vice president and marketing director. Bertha supervised all marketing efforts and was also responsible for donations, coordinating and approving public relation campaigns, event planning, and representing IBC Bank in the community. She was also accountable for a large portfolio of IBC Bank customer accounts and building relationships with those customers. In addition, she acted as secretary to the board of directors for Cameron County Market. Before joining IBC Bank in 1998, Bertha worked for Mercantile Bank as vice president and international banker. In her early years, she worked at Bank of Southwest in Brownsville and First National Bank as their human resources officer. Bertha has dedicated herself to learning and growing through leadership work. She has completed leadership programs such as Leadership Brownsville, Leadership Texas, and Leadership America. Encouraged by the concept and due to the challenges that are required for women to attend these programs, she decided to bring them to our community. She invited leaders and alums to come from out of town to our community to teach and empower women and teach them to follow their dreams and goals. Thus, Women and Power was formed and continued through her retirement. Additionally, she has served in leadership roles for several organizations around her community, such as Leadership of Texas, Friends of Scouting, Friends of ARCC, Brownsville Museum of Fine Art, Walk America, and March of Dimes, and the Brownsville Foundation Corporation. As board president of the Brownsville Museum of Fine Arts, she was able to bring works of such luminaries such as Frida Kahlo and Salvador Dali. Through her work with the Brownsville Foundation Corporation, she participated in the initiative of programs such as philanthropy program of BISD and the Big Give. In 2012, she was the only banker in the state of Texas to receive the Life Award by the State of Texas Bankers Association for her leadership in financial education. The following year, she received the prestigious Community Impact Award presented at the most powerful woman in banking event in New York. The award given by the American Association is the only one of its kind awarded to a single individual for their leadership in the role of financial education development. Although proud of her accomplishments and service to the community, she is also proud of having the opportunity to work with fantastic leaders, which helped her form two nonprofits, Project Space and BFCC. She is a founding member of Project Space, a nonprofit formed in 2015, helping students in the Rio Grande Valley become scientists and building financial capacity, and the Building Financial Capacity Coalition, the BFCC, a nonprofit advocating and teaching students and parents financial education, enabling them to gain more knowledge in order for them to make sound financial business decisions. By participating and serving in so many nonprofit organizations, she acquired the skill of fundraising, something that does not come easy to most people. This has given her the ability to raise thousands of dollars for worthy causes. Some of her accomplishments include raising funds for El Roboso a través del tiempo in La China Poblana, cultural events brought together by a group of women leaders from Brownsville and Matamoros for the benefit of UTRGV, Women's Medical Alliance, and Gilberto from Matamoros. Another huge event that she was spearheaded was Stargate Talks for Project Space, where renowned speakers in the field of space and science are brought into our community to inspire and talk to students in the community to prepare them for the changing RGV into a space city concept, which is now occurring. Bertha was also recognized by the Brownsville Independent School District in 2016 with the Heart of the Community Award for making a difference in student lives. The superintendent of schools surprised her at the bank with an award that stated, BISD appreciates Bertha Garza for the time you share with us and our students and your caring attitude and commitment to our community. She was also nominated for this award by Hudson Elementary, where she helped organize the IBC Minitropolis. Minitropolis is a program that IBC Bank champions and helps elementary schools develop a sound foundation of how to manage and save money. Bertha continues to support and advocate and spearhead these programs, which have grown in Kenmont, Episcopal Day School, and most recently in Rosita del Castillo Elementary School. Bertha believes that financial education should go hand in hand with the core subjects taught in every level of your education. Since her retirement, which she just redirected her time and effort to continue her passion. She continues to be on the board for Project Space. She's become the founding member of the St. Luke Court 2749 Catholic Daughters of the Americas, where she's on her second term as treasurer and is the executive director of the organization she helped develop, Building Financial Capacity Coalition. As executive director of the BFCC, most of her time is dedicated for the Money Smart Ambassador Program, a program that empowers high school students with the tools they need to financially face their future and make sound financial decisions. Students are chosen from each high school, trained and directed to create a video or presentation on what they have learned in choosing a particular financial topic, such as credit, budgeting, retiring, identity theft, etc., to their peers. Students teaching students is a fantastic way of learning. By tweaking this program year after year, BFCC has developed an amazing way of spreading financial education skills. In 2015, Congressman Filemon Vela supported Bertha's efforts and has been supporting the BFCC program to date. Congressional Filemon Vela Financial Education Summit is now a well-recognized program and supported by many financial institutions. Business partners and organizations, including the TSC and the City of Brownsville, are proud to support this program. This program now reaches thousands of students before they graduate from high school. Bertha empowering them to learn the do's and don'ts and handling their finances for better looking future for them and their families. I would like to quote Bertha, open quote, "Teaching children to save will go a long way. It is our responsibility to teach children the principles of finance. I truly believe that children are eager to learn the ways of money, how to budget, how to set financial goals, and how to use their money wisely. One has to ask only one question when teaching someone how to save. Do you need it? Do you want it? Teaching them this is truly priceless. If we do not teach them, they will never learn how to handle their finances in the future." Close quote. Bertha will always be fond of her banking career. And although retired, she has not fully retired. She's fully involved with a lot of organizations with her family that she's very proud of. She's been married to her husband, Gonzalo, for 46 years. She's a proud mother of 3 children, Gonzalo Jr., Cesar, Javier, and her daughter, Lorena. And she has 2 beautiful grandchildren, Aiden and Isabel. And with this, I would like to present Bertha Garza, one of our co-recipients for tonight for the Boy Scouts.
Thank you. Thank you, Sergio. Oh my gosh, you made me cry through that. I didn't know you were going to say, "Oh, my life." So it's not about me though. It's about the Boy Scouts, but thank you so much for those kind words. I'm honored and I'm humbled to join all the recipients of the Distinguished Citizen Award. It's such an honor to be, respected as that. I respect and I've admired the recipients in the past. So it's quite an honor. I know I've received a lot of awards, but this one is very dear to my heart. And I'd like to thank the whole committee. I know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to put this together. And especially I'm so proud of the Boy Scouts selecting 2 women. That is awesome. I love to empower women, and thank you for empowering us and making us an example. And I hope there's a lot more amazing women out there that could help the Boy Scouts as well. So I'm excited to hear also that now girls can join the Scouts. And so that's a big changer. So thanks a lot for that, BSA. COVID has been difficult to raise money. It's very challenging, but I salute you for your being perseverance in this initiative. This dinner was fantastic. Whoever cooked it, I haven't tasted it yet, but it looks fantastic. And I'm gonna enjoy it afterwards. So thank you so much. All the organizers, thank you for this program, the videos, the young man, Mr. Gabriel Sanchez, that's inspiring. Your music, Ray, that, it's so lovely. And so all of it was put together with so much thought. And I thought, Boy Scouts organization needs women in there to organize things the right way. Guys, I salute you. You did a great job. And so just thank you for everything. But most of all, I want to thank you all for helping parents in the formation of their boys and girls. Into forming them to be law-abiding, caring citizens, because they're going to be our future, and they're going to be our leaders in our community. And so I congratulate you all, and I salute you for that. I congratulate Judge Rose Guerra. I salute you for your leadership and commitment to your civic and community service. You're truly an inspiration to the women in the Rio Grande Valley. Congratulations. I want to say, I think Manny Guerra said something that really wasn't in what I had written, but my family was one of those underprivileged families. We grew up here in Brownsville. We were from the southmost area. And, you know, we didn't know we were underprivileged. Now, now we talk about it, and we really were. But we were so blessed. And I continue to feel that we were so blessed. So I definitely know that the Boy Scouts changed and made an influence in us as a family. So I have to say that you know, I have a lot of mentors in my life. And I had a lot of similarities with Judge Guerra, believe it or not. I have an 89-year-old mother as well. And she's a feisty woman, and I continue to learn from her. And so she's one of my mentors, and my dad. My mom and my dad were, you know, one of my greatest mentors. And growing up, I was the oldest of 5 and grew here up in the southmost area. And my dad worked for the Missouri Pacific. And so he was out most of the week and would come on weekends. And in his later years, he became a self-employed person in construction. And he was known as a jack of all trades. He knew how to do everything. And although he didn't have any formal education, he was self-taught. He was, we felt he was a genius, and he was a workhorse. So growing up, I had 3 brothers. And so my brothers were so lucky. They got to assist my dad in his jobs and acquiring all the handy skills, the life skills. And since my dad had very little education, in the 1960s, when he heard about the Boy Scouts, he immediately signed up the boys. And if the girls would have been admitted, he would have signed us up too. It was at the Cromick Elementary, our local elementary school. And so we, you know, talk about old times when we get together, and it just, you know, brings a lot of memories. But my mom and dad were very generous people. Although they had very little, they had so much for us. We never felt we needed anything. But anytime they saw someone in need, they were there to help. So it wouldn't be surprising for us to stop, for my dad to stop in the middle of the road and wait for a while to help somebody in need. That was who he was. He taught that by example. So I think that is a great legacy that he left us with, just to be generous. The other thing is his great legacy, almost as much as his generosity, was advocating and promoting unity. He united our family, he united with friends, he never met a stranger. So therefore, our family is tight. Through the joyous times and difficult times, we are one unit, one tight unit. My siblings would say, though, other than having great parents, being in the Boy Scouts really made an impact on them and their lives and their commitment to their families and their profession and their community. One thing, you know, when I was awarded this, I talked to him, and he said, they told me, well, what ingrained in us was the Scouts law. And I think it has been said, you know, by several, being trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind. Those are, you know, difficult to do when you're an adult, but that if it's ingrained in you, it comes naturally. And you go back to, you know, how you were brought up and the things that you remember. And they ingrained the Scout oath into them. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to help others at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. So growing up, I remember them, you know, reciting that, learning that at their events. They would recite this. So indirectly, Boy Scouts, you helped us two girls as well, my sister and I, because they would go on their camps and their events, and they would come back and share their adventures with us, their accomplishments, their plans. And we were kept busy too by my mom. She would teach us how to clean and how to cook at home, and that was no fun. We never got to be with the other guys. But guess what? The Boy Scouts were teaching them how to cook and how to clean and everything. My brother, Hector Quintanilla, who some of you might remember because he served on your board here locally prior to his retirement, but he was one of the ones that got highest achievement by the Boy Scouts, which was being an Eagle Scout. And two of my nephews also completed that huge achievement. And as you all know, that work with your kids in scouting, it's not an individual achievement. It's a family achievement. It's a huge accomplishment. And so we're very proud of them and what they accomplished. So being part of an organization such as the Boy Scouts, that helps us, helps to develop responsibility, dedication, commitment to your family and profession. It's a great start for success. So I believe their involvement in the Boy Scouts also influenced us indirectly. And the first opportunity we had to join, we joined the Good Shepherd Catholic Church in our area, and we joined the CYO, the Catholic Youth Organization for both boys and girls. So we remember working together, brothers and sisters, siblings together in that organization. So I cannot leave today without thanking one of my professional mentors. I had a lot of mentors growing up and in my life, but one of the ones that I have to really, really thank is Fred Rustenberg. He passed away recently. May he rest in peace. He was the recipient of a lot of awards, but he was also a recipient of the Timeless Awards that you all give. And I worked with him over 20 years. So he was so devoted to his family and serving the needs of our community. He would share with me every morning while he was driving to work. He would thank the Lord for the gifts of life and understood that he was an instrument of the Lord and would place himself in the Lord's hands to guide him to do the best for his family, the best job he could, the best for his employees and for his community. So when I became his assistant, I had no idea what was ahead of me, but the Lord did. Whatever he got involved in, I was involved also as his assistant. He would also, so when Sergio was saying that his first day was, here are the cards. Hey, I needed help. I needed everybody's help. If they were around me, I would put them to work. So whatever he got involved in, I was involved in also. He would always say, there are some people that just sit back and stand and see things happen. And there are others that make things happen. We are those people. We want to make things happen. Let's go out and do it. He was such a motivator. But the beauty of his leadership was that he listened. He listened to our views. Women, men, anybody that worked with him would say that. He respected our opinion and he supported us every step of the way. I give credit to him for allowing me to learn, to serve, and to grow. And so he was that type of leader, that leader that makes you use your God-given talents and use them to the max. And so when I think of him, I think of the Boy Scouts. I truly, truly think that, he was the image of what a Boy Scout is and what he can become. So I believe that if you would interview any of his officers that work with him, you would say, they would probably say the same thing I did, like So also one of the things that he made, or he sort of advocated, is to grow in whatever interests you. And whatever interested me, and there were so many things that interested me, but one of the things was, if we know how to do our finances, why aren't we teaching this more? So he sort of supported me in building several organizations. And then after a while, I just, I got the courage to continue doing it. And so one of them, like Sergio was saying, was project space and building financial capacity. I knew I wanted to retire soon, but I'm most proud of what we're doing with building financial capacity. Like Sergio was saying, we're involved with the community, with ISDs, with nonprofits, with universities, with banks, businesses. We partner with whomever is interested in teaching children and students how to utilize their money. And everybody can learn that. Everybody needs to learn that, I believe. And so we are very proud that Congressman Vela has is supporting our efforts, and we would love to partner with BSA. We would love to be helping you all train your scouts and to improve their knowledge and finances, them and their parents. And so I am already excited to join forces with you all. We have amazing, amazing leaders and women and men that work with us. And Frank, that is on your board, works with us tremendously and he is one of the instructors. And we work with all the banks. So we are very, very lucky to partner with them. But I'd like to conclude with one thought. I mean, I had so many thoughts, but one of the thoughts that comes to mind is some of us were very lucky to be born with service in our DNA. And if you think you did not, you weren't born with this, think twice. Because I believe we were all given talents by the Lord. And these gifts these talents are gifts that a lot of organizations call them treasures, because I know right now we're trying to raise money. And if you have funds to, some of us are lucky during a pandemic. Some of us are saving more money than others. Some of us are not, because we've lost our jobs or we're, but if you're lucky enough to have any spare money, why not? Give to this organization. Look at what it does to our students, to our community, to our children. They're being formed, they're being made to be the leaders of tomorrow. So if you think, okay, I don't have enough money, I don't have anything to give, well, think twice. Do you know how to use, are you pretty savvy in a computer? Do you have time? I mean, I know we have to be careful and be safe and use our masks and stay the distance. But if you have time, can you learn and get on a Zoom call and, use your time, use your God-given talents and volunteer them to your organization. So whether it's tech savvy, musically inclined, like our singer today, or our time to share, next time we're asked to give your God-given talent. You never know how this is going to make a difference to that organization. At the end of the day, when we meet our Creator, what are we going to tell him about our gifts? Did we just file them away? Did we bury them? Or did we use them to the best of our ability? I choose the latter, and I hope you do too. So today, I thank the Boy Scouts of America, the Rio Grande Council, for everything, for this beautiful event. And I applaud you. And please get, organizations, people, community, give from your heart. And because you know that this will make a difference to young kids in our community and make their future bright and make it a success starting today. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, Bertha. And congratulations to Bertha Garza. Congratulations again to the Honorable Judge Rose Guerra Reyna for receiving the Distinguished Citizen Award from the Rio Grande Council. As a matter of fact, I think, Judge, we told you we had a little gift for you, and now's the time that we wanna hand you the gift and ask you to open it and share it with all the folks that are watching there. If you just take that from us, and then
Except I left it like 10 feet from me. Give me 5 seconds.
Well, that's the magic of the video right there. We'll say that we gave it to her, but we're very grateful to the judge and to Bertha Garza. And Bertha, having worked with the Minitropolis ideas throughout all of our districts, I cannot begin to tell you the impact that is having on our students across the Rio Grande Valley. And thank you for your hard work to make that possible. If you want to make a pledge, you want to make a donation, text DCAD, as in Distinguished Citizens Award Dinner, to 41444. That's DCAD to 41444. And we'll set you up like that. All right, Judge, let's try this again. Tell me if you're ready to receive the gift that we have for you. I'm going to hand it over to you one more time. That's for Judge Rose Guerra Reyna. And now let's see as she opens it up on her end there. She's got it. We know she's got it. There it is.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll treasure this. Thank you.
Bertha, if you wouldn't mind showing us your gift as well. I know that you've got one as well.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. It is an honor and it is beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. That's just a little bit of our appreciation for being our 2020 honorees as the Distinguished Citizens Award Dinner. Again, everyone, how about a round of applause for Judge Rose Guerra Reyna and for Bertha Garza.
All right. Great job. Great job.
As we all join in congratulating you for receiving the award, we also wanted to share with you the amount of money that's been raised from tonight's event. Now, we set a goal of $50,000. Right now, we're $8,106 short. There's still time for you to make your pledge. Text DCAD to 41444. DCAD to 41444. And if you're listening and you're watching right now and you're not a member of a Boy Scout troop or maybe a Cub Scout pack, a venture crew, and you'd like to do something about it, Rudy Gonzalez, Ernest Espinosa, they're ready to talk to you about how we could start it at your school, at your church, inside your area. You've just got to give them a call, 956-423-0250. That's 956-423-0250. You reach out to Rudy or to Ernest, and they will gladly be there for you. And if you think that maybe your church would like to start a troop or a pack, you can contact the Diocese Youth Ministry Office at the Shrine in San Juan and ask for the folks there, and they'll help get you started as well at your church. It's very simple to do. We'd like to join again in congratulating and to continue to provide the outstanding commitment to excellence that we have in our 5-county area in Cameron, Hidalgo, Willacy, Starr, and Zapata County. That's the Rio Grande Council. We'd like to continue to serve all of the great families, all of the youth that are going to be our future. You can be a part of that. Text DCAD, Distinguished Citizens Award Dinner, to 41444 and make your pledge. Like Bertha said, no pledge is too small. So please, we'll take whatever you can give. It doesn't have to be the big check for $8,106 like we talked about, but do what you can. $25 amongst 10 people is $250. $200 amongst 10 people, that could help a troop get underway. And of course, many thanks to all of our great sponsors that we've spoken about already. We cannot do this without your help. So again, we want to thank everybody for their cooperation and their participation in our dinner tonight. We're going to turn it over to Manny Guerra. He's going to close out our ceremony. He's going to close out our Distinguished Citizens Award dinner tonight. Many thanks to everybody who's joined us, all of our great sponsors and partners that have been a part of it. If you are making this something that you donated to, thank you so much. The dinner was absolutely fantastic. My favorite part, the dessert. But now, Manny Guerra is going to talk to us a little bit more about scouting in the Rio Grande Valley.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate everything that you've done for the Rio Grande Council tonight, this evening, what everybody has done here this evening, Marcus Barrera, and all the scouts, professionals, Rudy and Ernest and Ruby and Mike Huerta. I'd also like to, again, give a special congratulations to our two distinguished citizens, Bertha Garza and Judge Rose Reyna. Thank you all very much. And we appreciate it very much in your words and your about scouting and so much that it will help the scouts in the future. As tradition goes, at the end of every scout meeting, there is basically a small statement made by the scoutmaster or one of the leaders. And it's where all the scouts huddle up together and are going to say goodbye. As a final remark, though, however, I'd like to tell everybody, considering the donations in that amount of money that has been raised tonight, that all translates into helping those who deserve it most, and that's the youth of our communities. And that translates into goodness. And when you have the power to act, please don't withhold it, because these young youths need it. And there's a lot of volunteers who are able to put the goodness behind that and make things happen for the youth. And you can recall back when you had the opportunities and you made it to the next level because a volunteer or an adult put the effort into it to make sure that you did. And that's what it's all about. It's about giving back. It's about allowing those opportunities for the youth of our communities to achieve and get to the next level. That is goodness. Because if you're not involved in that, the alternative is not a whole lot of fun. So please realize that your dollars are well spent towards equating into goodness for the youth of our communities. With that being said, the benediction, Scoutmaster says to all scouts as they leave from an event or as they leave from a scout meeting goes as follows. So if you raise your hand up with the scout sign, everybody raise your hand up with scout sign and repeat after me. And now, may the great Scoutmaster of all true scouts be with us
until we meet again.
Until we meet again.
So with that, I thank you all again for your attendance, and thank you for caring and the goodness that you provide to this council. God bless you all. Please stay safe.
Thank you.